in a really, really dark place financially. So I just remember thinking, like, I feel like I'm earning too much, I'm working too hard, I'm grinding too hard to not see any results. Best friend had called and said, listen, do you want to go out to Copa's? Do you want to get some drinks, some margaritas? I mean, we're pretty boring, so that's a turn up for us on the weekend. And I remember thinking, like, okay, let me check my account. So I'm like, looking at my account, and man, like, it was nothing in. It was nothing in there. And I remember thinking, like, we just got paid, and I couldn't recall for the life of me what I spent my money on. I remember really just crying. Like, I hung the phone and just cried, and I was just thinking, like, am I really not be able to do anything I want to do? Do I really have to say no to this moment? I really had to sit down, like, I took off of work and put all of my student loan notices on the table, and I'm looking at each one, and I'm just feeling like, are you serious? Like, it's over. It's over. Okay, I don't know why I'm going to work. I'm just might as well mail them the whole check. And I remember feeling and thinking like that, and I just like, this can't be life. Like why did I borrow this amount of money? Why did someone tell me not to borrow this amount of money? Like, what's going on here? Like, God, if you could just show me how to handle my money better. And I Google searched how to handle money better, and then it came up God's way of handling money. So I'm like, all right, you're moving kind of fast there. So I clicked on it. It was a link that took you to Dave Ramsey's website. So if anyone knows me really well, Dave Ramsey and Sonia can like go in the same sentence, because I really just really appreciate what I learned in his 9-week class. So I remember the next day I had hit up my sorority sister, like, can you do this class with me? So fast forward, finished the 9-week course. My credit went up by like 90 points. I had a savings. I was selling anything and everything. If it sat too long, it was getting sold. I started going to flea markets. I was selling all type of designer bags, and I just wanted to get rid of anything that didn't add value to my life, because I was so excited about having a savings account. So once I did that, got myself out of debt, paid the credit cards down, had the savings, time is less TV. I started to think a little different, a little more positive, just an abundance mindset. Like, it was just a lot of things that were changing. Fast forward, I'm still learning, still going to workshops, and I drove myself to DC. Okay, by myself to DC. This is a big moment for me, because I don't like to go anywhere without anyone. But I realized I couldn't ask anybody to go on this trip, because it would be pointless if they didn't have a business already going. So I get there to this event. Again, I still don't have a business, but now I'm thinking about personal finance a lot, and the things that I could do with personal finance. And I remember the course facilitator, her name is Tamara Lucas. She's aka the business doctor, and I remember saying with her that I want to do something with finance. She said, well, what problem do you want to solve? And I was writing and brainstorming while she was talking, and I'm like, what problem? I'm like, well, what's the problems that I got? Let's start there. And when am I developing this whole process and plan? But I still needed some fine tuning, and I never forget, this is the day I called going rogue. The Urban League had a meeting, and the Urban League had brought in some financial advisors to talk about personal finance. And I remember listening to this guy talk about personal finance, and he's actually really, really sweet, and I felt so bad for taking over. But he was not talking about student loans, and I was just so irritated, because the whole room was full of millennials that just, no one wanted to ask or say it, but they wanted to know about loan repayment. So I kind of threw a question out there, and then everyone kind of swarmed in on the question about loans. He paused. He didn't really have the answer. I had the answer. So then I answered it, and then fast forward, people kept coming to me after the meeting and asked me how much do I charge to meet with them about their loans. And a little light bulb went off. And I said, at that moment, I said, well, I said, that's something I need to get back to you on. I'm putting something together. If you know me, I always got an answer. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how much I charge. And to be honest with you, those people, they got me for free back then, because I didn't have a price. So, but that's okay. It helped me fine tune what I'm doing today. And I met with my mentor, Kenji, and Kenji was like, we need to sit down. We need to streamline business plan for you. Like, this is something that I totally think you could do. And I was like, oh, I was like, he just wants to charge me. I don't want to pay anyone. I remember feeling that way. And he had hit me with the magic words. He said, I'll sit with you for free. I said, for free? Well, when do you want to sit down? He didn't say. But anyway, I wound up treating him to lunch. And it just took that one meeting with him for him to really streamline all of the ways that I could be bringing in income with my doctorate, with my current profession, with my business. And it was just so easy for him to see how I could be making all this money. And I'm like, I knew we were meant to be friends. So from there, I checked in with him periodically, but I was just moving at a rapid pace. And then the Student Loan Doctor, there became a logo, and then the creation from there. That's really how it took off.
My name is Janet Lewis. I'm Sonia's mom, and I'm proud to see everyone here today in support of her business and in celebration of her life. 29 years. God has blessed me with a beautiful daughter, wonderful, supportive, and that's what I want to be for her, and I thank you for being supportive of her also.
The Student Loan Doctor LLC is really, in long story short, a business to help others create a way out of their student loan debt. So the motto is one appointment, one plan, many solutions. And so I just think it's just so funny how everybody was placed in my life at a certain point to get me to that moment, to get me to this moment, to propel me to the next moment. And so I'm so grateful.